BLACKPINK's newest world tour is gradually reaching its conclusion. Honestly, each stop has sparked serious debates, splitting fans on social media. With wardrobe mishaps leading fans to make mental leaps to defend the girls and sound issues turning some shows into pricey karaoke sessions, chaotic energy permeated the entire experience. Amongst this swirling drama, the undeniable concern looms larger. Is this rocky tour a hint that BLACKPINK is contemplating their farewell? Or will they miraculously come together and deliver the BLACKPINK we've all been craving? The Deadline Tour signaled red flags from the very start as WG Entertainment made a surprise announcement that felt like a frantic scramble to move before time runs out. Rather than generating excitement with a comeback like other major groups do, YG bluntly announced stadium dates without any new music to support it, prompting blinks to cast skeptical glances at the entire endeavor. Netizens observed that the entire setup felt like a desperate money grab, and fans weren't hesitant to voice their frustrations, especially as it became clear they were likely to witness recycled performances from shows they'd seen countless times before. Of course, the situation worsened when YG later disclosed they would be unveiling precisely one new track during the tour instead of a full album comeback that Blinks had been eagerly awaiting. They attempted to present it as a special moment for attendees of the initial shows, as they would hear it live right away. Although some appreciated this gesture, others felt profoundly let down. What amplified the doubt was YG's peculiar urgency, which seemed at odds with their usual approach. After keeping the girls in limbo for nearly 3 years, this sudden rush to get them on stage raised eyebrows. Fans quickly connected the dots regarding a possible contract expiration nearing. Some netizens speculated that the Deadline Tour was YG's strategy to extract every last ounce of profit from BLACKPINK before potentially losing them, which is precisely why so many are now questioning what is truly unfolding behind the scenes. The tour itself didn't help YG in restoring fan faith. If anything, it emphasized many concerns that have simmered within the BLACKPINK fandom for years. Night after night, the same problems arose across various cities, leaving fans feeling more perplexed than fulfilled by the experience they just witnessed. The performances that were meant to remind everyone why BLACKPINK is so loved ultimately left many doubting the girls' enthusiasm for being on stage. And that's not the type of vibe you want when trying to convince the world your group still has the spark. Unfortunately, the coordination issues that have affected BLACKPINK in past tours made an unwelcome return. This time, it was even more pronounced as fans had been awaiting a stronger comeback from the group for ages. Instead of the tight, synchronized routines that catapulted them to global stardom, audiences witnessed performances where members appeared to execute entirely different choreography to the same track. The energy fluctuated wildly, with some members giving it their all, while others seemed to reserve their energy for something else entirely, creating an odd disconnect that made the whole show feel hurried, just as many expected. Things reached a particularly low point during their Los Angeles performance, where their rendition of Jump sparked intense online chatter for all the wrong reasons. Fans who had paid extravagant prices found themselves witnessing a performance that felt more like rehearsal, suffering from timing issues so glaring that even casual viewers could spot them from the nosebleed seats. The most discussed moment occurred when Jisoo, typically regarded as one of the steadier performers in the group, appeared on camera, clearly battling her lip-syncing during a song that had been part of their routine for years. The clip rapidly went viral, not because it was particularly shocking, yet it strikingly encapsulated the essence of a tour that felt less like a well-organized event and more like a journey held together by dreams and wishes. These challenges have left fans questioning if they weren't just experiencing a mismanaged tour, but rather witnessing the possible end of BLACKPINK as we know them. The uninspired performances, the hastily arranged plans, and a general feeling that genuine passion was lacking have ignited some quite unsettling discussions about whether the members have already mentally checked out, merely going through the motions until their contracts run out. Many believe that the Deadline Tour was truly about BLACKPINK fulfilling their final contractual duty to YG. This anxiety only grew when a social media post went viral, causing the entire fandom to spiral into chaos on September 10th. An unnamed Kpop news account on X disseminated a post asserting that BLACKPINK would not renew their contract with YG Entertainment post-tour, lacking any evidence or official sources to support the claim. Naturally, the message spread wildly across social platforms. splitting fans sharply between those seeing it as an imminent end to years of mismanagement and those dismissing it as yet another unfounded rumor meant to create drama. The situation became even more convoluted as the speculation tapped into long-standing frustrations within the fandom. Some fans felt relief at the notion of the girls escaping YG's infamous lack of oversight on their careers, while others were terrified at the thought of never witnessing all four members perform together again if they found themselves divided amongst various agencies. Neither YG Entertainment nor any BLACKPINK members has addressed the speculation, leaving everyone to ponder the group's future moves. Most fan reactions to the contract rumors have revealed something rather alarming about BLACKPINK's current state. For numerous blinks, the idea of their beloved group departing YG isn't the impending doom one might think it is. Instead, there's an odd blend of relief alongside sadness, as fans have begun viewing contract expiration as a possible escape from what many deem years of corporate disregard and the toxicity of internal fandom dynamics. The notion that YG has been an impediment to the group rather than their supporter has gained traction in fan conversations, with many expressing thankfulness that the company might finally relinquish control over artists they seem ill-equipped to manage. Surprisingly, some of the most loyal fans find themselves at a complete emotional standstill. The comments are flooded with longtime admirers confessing they've lost interest in whether the group stays united, with many stating they now prioritize what's best for the individual members. However, all this grim speculation might be completely missing the mark when factoring in one crucial detail that appears to have been overshadowed by rampant theorizing. BLACKPINK had already renewed their contract for group activities back in December 2023. If this was another 5-year renewal, which idols typically sign with YG, then mathematically we are far from the conclusion of their group journey. And this ongoing tour certainly isn't a final send-off before they vanish. Observers even assert that things grow increasingly absurd when it's realized that BLACKPINK faces disbandment rumors every time they engage in group-related activities, implying perhaps the real issue isn't the group's durability, but an overly anxious fan base conditioned to anticipate the worst due to W's chaotic management approach. To some, the fixation on interpreting ominous signs from every minor detail has reached near laughable proportions, particularly concerning the tour's name, which some fans have treated as a sinister countdown to the group's potential breakup. Others feel that WG's decision to select that title was likely their method of showcasing the extensive effort and energy they invested in bringing this tour to life, rather than a cryptic hint they plan to dismantle their top revenue generator. Nevertheless, even if the disbandment rumors lack any solid foundation, there remains a rising belief among devoted fans that BLACKPINK may essentially be nearing the end as a group, no matter what contracts claim on paper. The truth is that the increasingly thriving solo careers of the members are providing them with diminishing reasons to focus on group efforts that appear to deplete their energy rather than ignite excitement. Some fans have been brutally candid about noticing that the sharpness and concentration that once made BLACKPINK's performances remarkable have noticeably faded over the years, implying that even if they technically remain a unit, the peak of their group synergy might already be behind them. The solo career situation complicates this conversation further, because history has repeatedly shown us that individual success can often lead to the disbandment of a group. Critics have likened this scenario to cases where Justin Timberlake eclipsed the rest of NSYNC and Harry Styles transformed One Direction into a launchpad for his personal career. Analysts suggest that this trend is quite well established. When members start experiencing individual fame, the group dynamic inevitably shifts towards supporting those solo pursuits instead of emphasizing joint success. In K-pop specifically, this means solo schedules take precedence as they tend to be more popular and easier to coordinate. In BLACKPINK's situation, the members have been refreshingly open about how their solo ventures have become avenues for personal freedom and self-exploration that their group activities couldn't fulfill. For example, Jennie has mentioned how her solo endeavors have helped her grasp the difference between being a performer and embodying an artist, while Rosé has characterized her solo experience as embracing herself in ways that weren't achievable within the group framework. When your personal projects provide the creative satisfaction and self-growth that your primary role isn't delivering, it's clear where your priorities might tend to shift, regardless of what any contract renewal might stipulate about your professional duties. Ultimately, the biggest frustration for fans is that neither Y Entertainment nor the members have disclosed the actual duration of their December 2023 contract. without clarity on whether they're contracted for another 2 years or 5. It's impossible to determine if the final tour marked the dawn of a new chapter or a strategically planned goodbye stretched to increase profits. Hope isn't entirely lost, however, because the members have voiced that this is merely the